Hello, hello, hello. I say hello for all of us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
If you're busy doing something, please, by all means, finish what you're doing.
I am posting to social media, so
I'll
yes,
address the
introduce
audience.
us.
I'm trying to get balance here on the desk. All right, today we're talking the Olympic Games because a week from today, next Thursday, we begin our sunrise coverage of the Tokyo Olympics, and then the games themselves, of course, begin the following day on Friday the 23rd with the opening ceremony from Japan. But we have a lot planned because NBC is the exclusive carrier of the Olympics. No other station in the market can show you the Olympics. They can't really even talk about the Olympics.
Yeah.
Can't they show like 5 seconds of?
But when you only have 5 seconds to show, what can you say, right? We are your Olympic stations. We hope you like the Olympics.
True enough.
Why would you even tune into this particular program if you didn't care about the Olympics? Because you know, if you read the top there on your YouTube or Facebook page, we are talking Olympics today. Here are the questions I posed, Rod, to the viewers.
The questions.
I say I, but that was pretty selfish of me. I meant we, as a Sunrise team, posed these questions.
I had nothing to do with this, but continue.
Okay. If you could choose just one Olympic sport, which one would you most want to see live in person?
Oh, good question.
I think this one is even better, though. Could lead to more fun responses. If you could choose just one Olympic sport, which one would you most want to compete in?
Ooh, I'll take the one that we are the reigning gold champion.
Okay, which?
Curling.
You want to?
We won the gold the last time.
We did a winter sport, of course, but that still counts. If you want to name an Olympic sport that happens in the winter,
it's probably
that's acceptable.
Harder than it looks, but I get the sense I wouldn't have.
And I wouldn't
have to do a lot lot of running. I don't think to get into shape for that.
There's some light jogging, but it's done on an ice rink.
It's kind of like golf, you know. You like games.
Yeah, I like golf.
Versus full sports.
I will answer the second question real quick. Without question, gymnastics.
You'd like to see that?
I have a feeling to see that in person. I mean, it's so amazing on television. Would it be even more amazing to see those athletes in person? I think maybe so, if that's even possible.
A little inside note here. Usually when we talk anything athletics or sports on Sunrise Extra, we don't get as many viewers, as many responses. Sports does not seem to be the topic of choice for you, our faithful viewers. So prove that theory wrong this morning. Chime in. I'm sure you can have a lot of fun with this. And don't think about like which Olympic sport am I most suited for, because really, quite frankly, none of us are suited to compete in any Olympic sport. So think about if you were athletic and you could do any sport, which one would you want to do?
What is? How come I can't remember how to say Connie
Staub Miller?
Remember the baseball
Connie
player?
Staub Miller. She
Rusty
said,
Staub?
Yes. Oh, okay. I can remember that. Thank you. Connie, I'm so sorry. Connie says gymnastics. I mean, it's just amazing what they do, those athletes.
Well, it's really amazing what Simone Biles has brought to the sport, right? I mean, always an incredible sport to watch, but she is doing things that have never been done before.
Well, now we have that lady from Oregon who's training in Texas.
Yes. She's actually from Clark County in Vancouver.
Is that right? Yeah. Somebody's called me. Could this be the state of Washington? Did I win the lottery?
Well, answer it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I won the lottery.
Answer that call with a speaker, please.
Hello?
With the speaker on.
It's Officer Michael Brown.
Put the speaker on.
It's some marketing thing, man.
Sorry, I tried to get him to put the speaker on so we could all enjoy that phone call.
My only answer is I thought maybe they were contacting me about the Washington vaccine lottery.
I got it. I got you.
What sport would you want to do, Drew?
I'm scrambling to pull up the feed. I haven't even looked at the comments yet. I'll tell you first, curling is what Rod mentioned. You can curl not too far from here. We have a local curling club.
Oh, yeah, right.
Called the Evergreen Curling Club, and they used to be, hello there. They used to be headquartered in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And now they're over in Beaverton. They have their own dedicated ice rink just for curling. I want to say it's one of only 2, maybe 3 dedicated rinks on the entire West Coast for the sport of curling. It's a pretty cool setup. They have like 3 lanes that you can practice and compete in. So check it out online, Evergreen Curling Club. And like Rod said, it really isn't a hard sport to get into. It doesn't require, I'm just going to say, it doesn't require a lot of muscle or a lot of speed.
It's kind of like bowling.
Like a good middle-aged sport.
But it is kind of, it's like, it's like body alignment and, just kind of.
Do you have to be coordinated, do you think?
It takes skill.
Intuitivity of your own body. Is that the right word of what I'm saying? Of like how fast you're pushing something?
My wife says I am not in tune with my body.
Well,
so maybe this is not.
Whatever. It's okay.
No one would know better than she.
I want to look up some like summer Olympic.
All right. What else? Swimming is always big, right? NBC typically shows a lot of swimming.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So,
that's
I
good.
swam for so long. I would not want to.
there are 4 people in a row on the stream who agree with you, Rod, that gymnastics is the sport to be. I think you mentioned Renee Robertson being one.
Yeah, Renee Roberts.
Badminton, you guys.
Shireen said gymnastics. Veronica Gaston said gymnastics. Connie Stott Miller said, thanks, Rod, for pronouncing my name correctly. She still loves you no matter how you pronounce it. Jesse Foote said, I would also love watching gymnastics. Jesse says his brother was a competitor. She says, sorry, Jesse. Jesse says that her brother was a competitive gymnast for 15 years, and she loved watching her brother's competitions.
Yeah, yeah. Shireen Miller Simmons says, I really enjoy watching swimming. Not sure I'd enjoy it in person as much. Well, I mean, I bet in person you probably don't have a seat where you have as good of a vantage point to look down into the pool, maybe.
Right.
I mean, on TV, they really do have the cameras in the absolute perfect spot, right, to show the relays.
Yes. No, all the coverage is incredible, all the different angles they have. I'm not a water sport guy.
I like the diving. The diving, I think that's amazing.
That's kind of cool.
That's what I was going to say. If you gave me a choice between diving and swimming to watch, whether it's on TV or in person, I'd rather watch diving. To me, that's a better sport just to watch. The stuff they do in the air before they hit that pool. And
So
then
here's
they all hit the pool like so cleanly, and yet the guys on TV or the women who are commenting on the sport are like, oh, he had his toe pointed a little bit to the left. That's going to knock off a few points.
Do you guys know trampoline is one of the events?
No.
I did not know that.
Like a
Ping
gymnastics
pong,
event?
Ping
table
pong, I did
tennis.
know, and typically
Table tennis, trampoline,
don't China
sport
Korea?
climbing. I think that's going to be kind of cool to watch.
Is that
sport
new this
climbing?
year?
That's the mountain climbing.
I think it might
Is
be
that
new.
What it is?
Yeah, like rock climbing.
Yeah.
But
Rock
speed.
climbing. I'm sorry.
Go to the S's. Is it alphabetical order? You've got surfing this year, first
Surfing
time.
and skateboarding.
Yeah.
I have like a secret dream
Oh.
to be a good skateboarder.
Really?
Do you skateboard at all?
I've got my Vans on today.
You do. Do you
High top
skateboard
Vans.
currently? Is that
I have a skateboard.
Yeah.
I
longboard?
skate on it sometimes with my daughter when she's like on her little kid
Okay.
scooter.
All right.
But very gingerly,
Yeah.
and
Very
it hurts to
gingerly.
fall off.
You're still attempting to get better at skateboarding.
Like I want to do. They have this group in town called Skate Like a Girl, and they have women like 60 years old in there, pads and all that. It's indoor, and they have little ramps and things.
I wonder why you want to do this.
Isn't that funny when they
Is it
say
just, like
skate?
I want to, because I think it's so cool when you see like girls just confidently. I don't want to do tricks. I don't need to like drop into a
just wanna
bowl
go.
or whatever. I just want to like go down the street and be able to stop and confidently.
When they use that phrase, skate like a girl, A, they're serious, and B, they're doing this far better than I ever could.
Yeah. There's a cool HBO show on right now called Betty, and it's about a real group of girl skateboarders in
Right.
New York City. What else is
Oh,
kind of
BMX.
cool on
That's
here?
a very popular sport with a lot of people. Trish Anderson, BMX.
The kind of like the probably
Yeah.
the prime age for skateboarding would be like early teens, right? When I was an early teenage boy, I had no desire to do it. When you have the desire to do it now, as a grown woman, I had no desire to do it when all my friends were doing it. I just looked at it and go, man, that looks like it's going to hurt. I'm not going to stay on it.
Yeah.
There's no way when learning
Yeah.
you don't fall off it. I didn't want to do it.
It's just
Yeah.
balance and like momentum and stuff. I think it would be really fun to do I love badminton
I like badminton.
because you could just whack the
Is
hell
that an
out of
Olympic
thing.
sport?
Yes.
Badminton?
Badminton.
I've never
Badminton's
played
an Olympic
badminton.
sport.
You've never
Not
played?
in school, not at home,
Really?
not in my neighborhood.
so
not-
Can't they
fun.
only
Like
hit
in
that
your
little birdie
backyard.
so hard? I mean, the little birdie.
Shuttlecock.
What?
What? What's that? What's shuttlecock? What does that mean?
That's what it's called.
I don't even know if you're allowed to say
It's called a
that.
shuttlecock.
The little birdie thing?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
It's called a
before.
birdie.
It's called a birdie.
Shuttlecock.
All right.
So that's where they got the nickname birdie.
Yeah.
Shuttlecock.
Well, Portland's own.
I guess.
What's Miss Hill's first name? The volleyball.
It's your wife. Why don't you know her name?
The volleyball player,
Lisa Hill.
Lisa Hill. Yeah. So that'll be something to watch, and she's our own.
She's
so
volleyball?
You want to
Okay.
check out the volleyball competition, the team competition. The sand volleyball is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Beach volleyball.
What
Beach
those
yeah.
volleyball.
two-person teams can do.
Yeah.
Just
They're
crazy.
fast.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite two-person beach volleyball team, Goose and Maverick.
Yeah. Shireen Miller Simmons says the badminton is crazy to watch. Man,
I've never seen that in the Olympics. Badminton.
Yeah.
All right.
And it goes fast.
Okay.
I mean, even in real life, badminton, like you're sweating,
Really?
because you're diving over there, you're hitting over. You guys should get one for your backyard.
We have one in our backyard set up
Do
right
you?
now. Natasha loves to play badminton.
I love it. It's great exercise.
And my
It's
sons
fun.
like tennis. They're good tennis
Yeah.
players. Mia played tennis in high school. You were a
should do
tennis
it.
player in school too, weren't you? Real quickly, Shireen also said, she laughed out loud. She says that Nina's right. That is the
Shuttlecock.
name of the
Yeah.
birdie.
I've never heard that. That's crazy. I think it sounds dirty.
I think it was
do.
before the day.
So real quickly, I just always find these comments interesting.
Shuttlecock.
Tiffany Humble says, I don't care about the Olympics, ... Can I get a local fire update, please? Believe me, we have that. Probably right on the very page that you're looking at. If you're on our Facebook page, we have lots of links right now to our complete fire coverage at kgw.com.
And actually, I think it's still this way on the homepage of kgw.com. Very easy to find. They'll give you a paragraph rundown, fire by fire by fire by fire. Yeah, so that's a great resource for you. Yeah.
I always thought for a sport to do, a winter sport, the luge.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be terrifying.
That'd be fun. I would love it.
But who couldn't do it? I mean, you're literally just laying there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Well,
not.
you could crash it.
You could certainly
fly
get hurt.
off. You can fly off the
You
track.
could even get
so
seriously
that, there's
injured.
a lot of people.
Yeah, you could
Most
die.
people couldn't do it.
No, I'm saying you could do it. I'm not saying you could do it well or that you wouldn't get very hurt doing it, but who couldn't just lay there and go down the hill?
I guess. Yeah.
No, everyone's capable of laying down.
So,
That's what the athlete does in that sport. They lay down and
But
hold on to
they're,
their life.
you know, it's the subtle movements
Yeah.
and.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is, I think, the bobsled or the luge.
But that doesn't sound fun.
That's
to me.
winter, though.
That sounds
This
terrifying.
is the luge.
That would be winter games coming up this February, I guess.
Real quick, Rod, look at this gentleman as he attempts to do the luge.
All right, I could do this so far.
Lay down.
I could do that. That's all I can do
just-
right there. Now I'm done.
Now he's napping.
But now he's controlling that thing.
Controlling it.
I think it's
You just go
controlling
up
him.
and over at any moment.
No,
but
I
it's
would-
your slight body movement.
I'd be off the track. What do they go, like 60, 70 miles an hour?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Too
That's
fast.
terrifying.
Too fast. And there was 63 miles an hour, director Brian
Yeah, no
Matthews is
way.
saying, in
Is that
that
right?
particular
No way.
shot. Phew!
I truly cannot imagine how fast that would feel. 63 miles per hour on a sled of some
Right.
sort.
And there was a little accident, I want to say, 3-4 winter games ago, there was a bobsled event that went terribly wrong and the athletes were killed from a bobsled accident where it did go off that track and slammed into a pole. I mean, it's absolutely dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm kidding that anyone can do it, but I'm serious when I say they really are just laying
It'd be
down.
fun to try, yeah. Sue Hurt says women's soccer or softball. And of course, we have some of our own Portland Thorns going over to play, to compete in the games on the soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kate asked, do they have rollerblading in the Olympics?
Rollerblading. Let me check.
I don't understand how that would be
Checking.
a sport. I guess you could race on rollerblades if that's what you mean.
No, but you
Kate.
know what that is kind of like is speed skating, which I think
yeah.
would be super fun.
Yep.
Like just that feeling of like when you are ice skating, you know,
Yeah.
like be going fast and foot over foot and
There
like
are some speed skating classes here at some of the rinks in town, by the
yeah.
way. Yep.
I think that would just feel cool.
Yeah, they go flying. Yeah.
So our friend Jennifer Taft,
Yes, what's
a constant contributor to the Sunrise Extra stream, she says that she has actually ridden in a bobsled.
No, oh, bobsled.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's ridden in a bobsled. She says they used to let you do it at Lake Placid, which I believe hosted the Winter Games back in 1980.
That was the year that we beat the Russians in
Yeah,
hockey.
Miracle on Ice, the
Yeah.
hockey team, right.
Yeah.
She says she was there as a kid. She was also obsessed at the time with Dorothy Hamill. She says Lake Placid, yes, she says it right here. Lake Placid was hosting the Winter Olympics, so my parents got her tickets. She was so excited, she even got her hair cut like Dorothy Hamill.
Is that right?
Oh,
The little
wow.
short kind of bob, I think.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Dorothy Hamill was one of the first Olympic athletes that I can remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
Box of Wheaties and all.
I met Scott Hamilton.
You did?
Same sport, but several years back.
Okay. Here at the station? Or
No, my daughter, we used to go every year. We didn't go this year, but many years we go to an ice skating competition over in Sun Valley, Idaho. And I think Mr. Hamilton must have some property there because he goes there every summer and spends some time. So it's cool. We were on the same schedule. We were at the rink in the morning, and then we were on the golf course in the afternoon. This is true. So by the end of the week, Scott one day said, "Hey, Rod." I went, "Well, hello,
No
Scott.
way.
How are you?"
For real?
And were you with anyone who was like, you know Scott Hamilton?
super nice gentleman, and you know, one of the true, in his peak, absolute best figure skaters of all time.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys ever seen the movie Cool Runnings?
I have seen
Yes.
it. Good movie. Yeah.
I never did see that movie.
It's a really good movie.
John
Jamaican
Candy,
Boston.
right? Wasn't John Candy in Cool Runnings? Okay, so I'm going to. No, listen.
Candy. Who is it?
Veronica Gaston.
Really good movie though.
Veronica Gaston chimed in this morning saying Cool Runnings is a great movie
Yeah.
based on the true story of the first Jamaican bobsled team. I could have sworn that John Candy was in the movie.
As what? The coach?
Look, he's right there in the background. There he is.
Oh, weird.
John Candy.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Late great.
It's funny. I remember the movie, but I don't remember the particulars. But I remember that I really enjoyed watching it.
And I'd never seen
Yeah.
the movie, and I knew that he was in it.
Well, that explains
Nothing.
Nothing.
That explains absolutely nothing, except we're a weird bunch. And you can't really tell where we're going next. I'm going to say the name is pronounced real quickly, Alaya.
Oh, yeah.
She says gymnastics and track would be her two favorite sports to see in person.
But obviously we live in one of the little spots in the country where track is huge, especially, of course, the great history down in Eugene. I just can't watch. I can watch one or two events, but I can't sit there on my couch and watch people run all day.
I mean, I could, but I just said this to someone
I don't
yesterday.
find
it's not
that
a sport that I care to watch either.
Interesting, yeah.
It's impressive to see a fast person run that 100 meters. I mean, it happens in
Absolutely.
10 seconds. It's very easy to watch because it's so quick, and it's incredible to see how fast they go. But it's not. I don't know how to
don't think it's
explain
that
it. It's just not that
interesting.
exciting to me, really.
The hurdles are amazing to see what those. You talk about being an athlete. Holy cow, those hurdles that they do.
Right.
With the timing. Oh my flipping gosh.
Now, when I see someone
Amazing.
dive off the high dive and they do all those twists and turns and flips and they hit the water so cleanly, it's like, whoa.
Isn't it so funny? Like, if they make a big splash, you're like, oh, they suck.
Yeah.
Like, we're just sitting here on lumps,
Yes.
on the
And
couch, like, oh, that was
apparently
not very
they suck
good.
even if they make a little splash.
Isn't
That's the
track
crazy
and
part.
field, though, and especially running, isn't that one of the purest of pure
Athletic
events,
Yes.
right? I would say it is.
Well, when you talk about someone who's athletic, like define an athletic person, that's kind of the first thing I point
Patrick
to.
Mahomes,
Are they
Kansas City
fast?
Chiefs quarterback.
Would you agree with that?
What?
Speed is sort of the first category of athleticism.
So here's something
Patrick's
cool
fast.
based on that track. So I'm working on a story. It's going to air next Thursday, right before the Olympics start. But so Ashton Eaton, he is the reigning world champion, two-time gold medalist decathlete from U of O. He's from Bend. He works with Intel now, and they're a big Olympic sponsor. And they came out with this technology. It's called 3D athletic tracking or athlete tracking. And they set up like iPhones. So they've got him. They're going to debut it at the Olympics. It's going to be on the 100-meter stretch of the track. They have all these cameras. 4 of them are going to move with the athlete. One is just like a wide shot. And they, so quickly, so you'll see the race run. That video goes straight into a computer with this Intel technology. Within 30 seconds, they spit it back out, and they have all this data because they mark 20 spots on each athlete. No markers or suits or anything like that, obviously. But they can tell the acceleration, at what point they hit their top speed, when they, like go down in speed, velocity, like all these data points, and they're going to show it to you when you watch the Olympics on the 100, 200, 400 meter dash and possibly the hurdles.
Wow.
And they'll be able to see this heat map on each lane of what just happened in the race. And you can see the moment that that athlete hit their top speed, where it is compared to all the other ones. And Ashton Eaton helped develop this by like running a bunch of times and
But I mean, technology is the real game changer for athletics because you think to yourself, how much faster can a human being get? I mean, haven't we reached top speed yet as a human being? No. But with all this technology, I mean, they are breaking it down to the 1/1,000,000th degree in terms of positioning and form. And with baseball especially, pitchers are throwing the ball harder than ever, and people go, why is this? Well, it's because now kids at 11, 12, 13 are getting this incredible training with this state-of-the-art technology that kids even 20 years ago didn't use.
It's like once the bar's set, then kids, when they're young, know what the bar is. So they spend the 10 years of their athletic youth focused on reaching whatever that bar is. I mean, in golf, you got guys now teeing off hitting it 347 yards. And I wonder, too, where does that stop?
Right.
Is next generation going to be hitting at 400 yards? I mean, it's crazy.
And that's why when you're
crazy.
Rohan Matthew, this reminds me of that thing that we were talking about. He said, we need like a normal guy in each one of these events. Like, imagine the skating commentaries. Canada and Russia are neck and neck while Jerry's still trying to get his skates put on.
Oh, the Geico ice
But
skating
there's those
commercial.
jokes about like,
Really funny.
I mean, it just came to light with that Sha'Carri Richardson, smoking pot the day of her race or whatever, and marijuana is on the list of banned substances.
Yeah.
So then there's the joke, and I think someone said that SNL even did a whole skit about it, of like, we should just have a games where everyone, where like people are just on all the banned substances, like let's see what the human body can do, like all jacked
let
up.
the drugs be
Like,
legal and take it to the.
I mean, obviously it's a joke, but
take it to the greatest degree.
It would be kind of funny.
There was a whole Saturday Night Live skit about that years ago, and I think it was Neil Hartman that was in that skit, and basically he was a Russian weightlifter.
Oh, here.
He was doing a power lift. No, this isn't. This is John Belushi. This is from way back in the day. But this skit I'm talking about is to what you were talking about. It was the all-drug Olympics.
Yeah.
And Neil Hartman reached down and grabbed the big weight that he was supposed to power lift.
Yeah.
And he yanks on it, and his arms came out of their sockets, and just blood was flowing all over the place.
I
And then the announcer was like, "Oh, the big Russian, he looks to be hurt. That's not good for him." Anyways, to close out, I thought when you mentioned Ashton Eaton, Nina, I thought you were going to mention that earlier this month, on a random day at the Pacific City Beach, Nina Melhoff, myself, and Ashton Eaton were at that very same beach at the very same time, but not together.
Right.
Like Nina was over here with her crew.
Yeah.
I happened to show up at the beach over here with my crew. And then there's Ashton Eaton over here with his wife and their child.
He walked past us, and his head, like his head shape, it's kind of like Joey Harrington, and I grew up with Joey, and I just know his head shape is such an odd angle, and Ashton had the same one as they were watching. I was like, oh, there's Ashton and his wife and baby son.
She texted
and
me at
you
one
were
point,
sitting
yep.
down there, and so I texted, I was like, do you see Ashton Eaton? He just walked right past you.
Here's the deal. My dog was playing with Ashton Eaton's dog on the beach. And I talked to his
That's
wife
cool.
because, it got to the point where, I had to go get
Yeah.
my dog, and she got her dog, and there we were. And I'm thinking, should I go over there and introduce myself to the Olympic star? And I was even going to drop your name. Hey, I work with Nina Melhoff. She did a story with, but I didn't.
What would have been cool? Let's
I didn't
say
do
your
it.
dog would have taken off. You could have said, Ashton, would you go get my dog, please?
That would have been
Fastest
funny.
retrieval ever. Phil Hartman. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
Neil.
Neil Hartman. You're right.
There he is.
Yeah,
There's some
funny.
more SNL right here.
Over
Hartman.
1,500
Phil Hartman.
pounds, which would triple the existing
Let's watch
world
this.
record.
Can we bring it up in full?
That's an awful lot of weight, Dennis, and here he goes.
God.
Oh, he's pulled his arms off. He's pulled his arms off. That's got to be disappointing to the big Russian.
Gotta be disappointed.
He was like a crazy actor. I mean, like he was always just so out there.
And that was Kevin Nealon doing the commentary. And yes, thank you. Phil Hartman,
Phil
the
Hartman.
late great Phil Hartman. That was a terrific cast at that time of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Let's end it right there. We'll have much more Olympics coverage, I know, coming up next week when the Olympics kick off. Thanks for watching us here on Sunrise Extra.